Welcome to the deep dive. We usually dig into sources to get you well informed. Today, we're diving into something that's really changed the game for language learning, ChatGPT. Imagine having a personal tutor, like 24/7, ready to chat, help with writing, explain grammar. It's kind of unprecedented, especially if you're learning on your own.
It really is a massive shift. Think about the old barriers,
Hmm.
cost, just finding someone to practice with consistently. Well, ChatGPT pretty much shatters those.
Yeah.
Suddenly you've got this on-demand tutor right there. It can generate endless stuff, simulate conversations, give you instant feedback. The potential for speeding up your fluency is just huge.
But, okay, here's the critical thing. The sort of dangerous paradox we have to talk about right away. It's powerful, yes, but it is not a human teacher. What's the key thing we need to get about how it actually works? Why the warnings?
That's absolutely vital. See, ChatGPT is a large language model, an LLM. Think of it less like a brain and more like a super sophisticated prediction engine. It's been trained on this unbelievable amount of text from the internet. Its goal isn't to understand like we do, it's just predicting the next most probable word based on patterns it's seen. And because of that, well, you can be wrong, like confidently wrong. It might give you phrases that are grammatically perfect but sound totally weird, or it might just make things up, or miss the point entirely.
Right. So this deep dive, this is basically your blueprint. We want to show you how to harness all that power, but also how to build in, safeguards, protect yourself from the weak spots. It's about going beyond just basic chatting. How do you turn this into a real precision tool for learning English? How do you avoid the pitfalls and, well, really accelerate your journey to fluency? Okay, so let's unpack that core design a bit more. What is ChatGPT, really, under the hood?
Right, so at its core, it's that prediction machine. A neural network trained on just a colossal amount of text and code. But the key is, it's not thinking. It's not understanding context or meaning like a person. It's just calculating. Based on the billions of sentences I've seen, what word is statistically most likely to come next? It strings those predictions together word by word to make sentences, paragraphs. It's an incredible feat of engineering for sure, but it's pattern matching. It's not genuine comprehension.
Okay, so if it's this master pattern matcher, what does that actually mean for you as a language learner? Where does it really excel? What are its strengths?
Well, that pattern recognition is its superpower. Because it's seen so much text, it's fantastic with things that follow clear rules. Grammar and syntax, for instance. Its grasp of the explicit rules. It's almost perfect. It can spot errors, explain tenses, structure sentences correctly, that kind of thing. And vocabulary, too. It can give you clear definitions, synonyms, antonyms, and churn out example sentences for pretty much any word.
Right, and it's good at summarizing and paraphrasing.
Oh, brilliant at it. You can
Yeah.
give it text and ask it to make it simpler or more formal or just more concise. It handles that really well. And just sheer volume content generation. Need reading material, practice dialogues, writing prompts. It can create text on almost any topic instantly. It's an endless resource in that sense. Plus the role playing. It can pretend to be a customer, an interviewer, a friend. Great for simulations.
Okay, and now here's where it gets really interesting for me. The subtle dangers, the things that aren't immediately obvious. How does its design lead to these predictable flaws, especially for someone learning the language?
That is the crucial part, yeah.
Yeah.
First up, you've got what people call hallucinations. Because it's predicting, not referencing a fact database. It can just invent things.
Yeah.
Facts, sources, even idioms. And it presents them with total confidence, just like real information. So it might confidently teach you a rule or an idiom that's just wrong, made up.
Wow. Yeah, I heard a story about someone using a hallucinated idiom in an interview. Didn't go well. That really makes you think about checking things.
Exactly. Then there's the lack of nuance, what we call pragmatic and sociolinguistic nuance. It knows grammar rules, but it often misses the unwritten social rules of language. So it might generate something that's grammatically fine, but totally wrong for the situation, like way too formal for a casual chat, or maybe too blunt. It doesn't really get the difference between correct and natural sounding.
That kind of leads to that AI voice, doesn't it? That slightly bland, overly perfect style.
Spot on. Its output is basically an average of all the text it learned from. So the language is usually very clear, very correct, but often, well, a bit boring, a bit sterile. It might overuse formal words like furthermore or moreover, or use sentence structures that are less common in everyday speech. And the risk for you as a learner is that you start copying that. Your English starts sounding a bit robotic. You pick up these AI-isms.
Yeah, you see those LinkedIn posts sometimes, perfect grammar, but just zero personality. You don't want your voice to sound like that.
Exactly. And it struggles with genuine ambiguity too. Sarcasm, irony, cultural references. Human language is full of that stuff. ChatGPT is getting better, but it can still easily misinterpret those things, which leads to weird responses. Oh, and here's a big one. It's a confident corrector, even when it's wrong. Ask it to improve your sentence. It'll almost always find something to change. Even if your original sentence was perfectly natural, maybe even idiomatic, it might correct it into something more literal, but less common, less natural.
Okay, so that brings us to the golden rule. Given all this, how should we actually approach using ChatGPT? What's the mindset?
Think of it like this. ChatGPT is a brilliant, incredibly patient, but sometimes unreliable intern. Use it to generate first drafts, run simulations, organize ideas, get explanations, but never treat its output as the final verified truth. That critical thinking, that final check, that judgment call that has to come from you, always.
Right. And you mentioned prompts earlier. The quality of your results really depends on how you ask, doesn't it? This whole idea of prompt engineering. Vague prompts get vague, possibly flawed answers. So how do we create really good prompts? Smart, specific, constrained prompts.
Absolutely key. It's all about guiding the AI. So first principle, be the director. Assign a persona and context. Don't just ask it something cold. Tell it who it should be and what the situation is. This is huge for controlling tone and style. So instead of just, correct, I am very exciting for the party. Try, you are a friendly, patient English tutor. I'm your intermediate student. My sentence is, I am very exciting for the party. Can you please explain my mistake in simple terms and maybe give me 2 other ways to say this that sound more natural?
Ah, okay. That completely reframes the interaction. It tells the AI how to help, not just what to correct. And you could make it an IELTS examiner or a business email coach or a professor.
Exactly. Loads of possibilities. Second principle, set clear constraints and define the format. Don't make it guess what you want the answer to look like. Be explicit. Instead of say, give me tech vocabulary, try. Create a table with 3 columns. First column, list 10 common phrasal verbs for using computers. Second column, simple definition for each. Third column, 1 natural example sentence for each.
Much more specific. So you can ask for bullet points, tables, word limits, explain like I'm 10.
Yeah, all those formatting commands help a lot. And the third principle, provide high-quality input and examples. ChatGPT learns from your prompt. So if you show it the kind of style or quality you want, it'll try to match it. Don't just say, make this sentence professional. Show it an example, like, here's a casual sentence. Just wanted to tell you I finished the report. Here's a professional version. As requested, the Q3 analysis is complete and attached. Now, please rewrite the sentence in a similar professional style.
Got it. Give it a model to follow. And finally, that don't trust but verify principle. How do we build that into the workflow? Treat everything as a draft, you said.
All right, so a simple 3-step process. Step 1, generate with ChatGPT. Get the initial output, the draft. Step 2, verify with a reliable gold standard source. For vocabulary, use good online dictionaries. Merriam-Webster, Oxford. For collocations, words that go together naturally, osdic.com is great. For grammar, check reputable grammar guides or maybe even forums where native speakers discuss usage. And for checking if something sounds natural, use the Google quotation mark test. Put the exact phrase in quotes in Google. Millions of hits from good sources. Probably okay, very few hits, or only hits from AI sites. That might be an AI-ism. Be suspicious.
That's a really practical verification step. Okay,
Yeah.
so mastering these prompts and the verification, it really puts you in the driver's seat, doesn't it? You're not just passively taking info.
Exactly. You become the architect, the director of your learning. And step 3, by the way, is crucial. Once you've verified something, put it into your system. Flashcards, a notebook, whatever you use. That's how you make it stick.
Okay, so let's get practical. How does this apply skill by skill? Let's start with writing. ChatGPT seems great for writing, but you mentioned the dangers plagiarism, picking up that weird AI voice. The goal is using it to improve your writing, not do it for you. What are some good workflows?
Okay, for writing, workflow 1. The idea generator and outliner. Staring at a blank page for an essay, ask ChatGPT, you're my brainstorming partner. I need to write about topic X. Give me 3 arguments for, 3 against, and a simple 4-paragraph outline based on those points. This is safe because it's just structuring your potential ideas. The actual writing is still all you.
Great for getting unstuck. What else?
Workflow 2, the reverse engineer paraphrasing tool. Let's say your sentence feels a bit basic. You want fancier ways to say it. Ask ChatGPT to rewrite your sentence in 3 different styles. Maybe formal academic, professional business, and casual conversational. This is brilliant for learning register and style variations. You then study why the changes work. And of course, verify the naturalness of the new versions.
That sounds really useful for building flexibility. Okay, one more for writing.
Workflow 3, the weakness detector feedback loop. This is if you want feedback, but you don't want the AI to just rewrite everything for you. You prompt it. Act as a proofreader. Do not rewrite my text. Instead, create a two-column table. In column 1, identify any errors or awkward phrasing. In column 2, explain why it's an issue and suggest the general grammar or style principle involved. Give no corrected sentence. Okay. This forces the AI to actually teach. It points out weak spots and the rules behind them, making you do the work of correcting. That's active learning.
I love that. It keeps the learner in control. Okay, let's move to speaking. Often the biggest hurdle, right? Fear of mistakes. You said ChatGPT is like an infinitely patient simulator. How do we use that?
Yeah, the conversation simulator is a great starting point. If you're nervous about real conversations, set up a scenario. Tell ChatGPT, you are a friendly barista. I am a customer ordering coffee. Or, you are an interviewer. I am a job candidate. Then use voice to text to speak your side of the conversation. It's low stakes, predictable practice, good for warming up.
Nice. What about building fluency, like speaking for longer on one topic?
For that, try the Tell Me More Fluency Builder. If you find yourself giving short answers, ask the AI to be a curious and encouraging conversation partner. You describe something, say, your hobby. Then, the AI's only job is to ask open-ended follow-up questions. Oh, that sounds interesting. Tell me more about that. What's the most challenging part?
Yeah,
How did you first get started? It just keeps prompting you to elaborate and develop your ideas.
that's clever. It forces you to keep talking. Okay, pronunciation. AI can't make sound.
Right, it can't make sounds, but it can describe the mechanics. So the pronunciation breakdown, ask it. You're a pronunciation expert. Describe the tongue, lip, and jaw position for the American R sound. List 5 simple words with this sound. It gives you the theory, but, and this is critical, the verification step here is human. After you get the description, you must go find audio or video. YouTube's great for this, of a real person demonstrating that sound. Watch their mouth, listen carefully. AI gives the theory, humans provide the actual sound and visual.
Makes sense. Theory plus practice. Okay, reading comprehension. How can our AI buddy help here?
It can turn any text into a lesson. Workflow 1. The pre-reading vocabulary primer. Got an article with lots of tough words, paste it in and ask, scan this text and identify 10 advanced words or idioms. Create a table with the word idiom, a simple definition, and an example sentence. This front-loads the tricky vocab so your reading flows better. Just double-check definitions if you're unsure.
That could save a lot of time stopping and looking things up. What about checking if you actually understood?
Use the Explain It to Me comprehension checker. If you're scratching your head over a complex paragraph or sentence, ask, you're an English teacher. Summarize the main idea of this paragraph in one simple sentence. Also, paraphrase this specific complex sentence as if explaining it to a 15-year-old. It's a great way to check if your understanding matches up, and it really helps break down dense language.
Excellent. Okay, last core skill, listening. How can ChatGPT help create listening practice?
It acts as your AI scriptwriter. You generate the text, then use another tool for audio. For instance, Workflow 1. The minimal pair, your trainer. Trouble hearing the difference between, say, ship and sheep? Ask the AI. Write 10 simple sentences, each containing either the word ship or sheep. Now, the crucial next step. Copy those sentences into a high-quality, natural-sounding text-to-speech reader. There are good ones online, like Natural Reader or even browser read-aloud functions. Then you listen. Write down which word you heard, ship or sheep, and check against the script AI generated.
So you combine AI for the content and TTS for the audio. Clever. What about more natural, faster speech?
Workflow 2. The real-world dialogue generator. Want to get used to how people really talk fast, with reductions like gonna, wanna, connected speech. Ask the AI. You're a TV scriptwriter. Write a short, realistic, informal dialogue between two friends making plans for Friday night. Please include natural features like contractions, reductions like gonna, and connected speech. Again, take that script, put it into your high-quality TTS reader. Listen repeatedly. This trains your ear to the rhythm and music of faster, natural English in a controlled way.
That's really powerful for bridging the gap between textbook audio and real life. Okay, beyond these core skills, you mentioned some advanced, maybe unconventional uses.
Yeah, there are some creative ways to push it further, like using it as a cultural consultant.
Interesting. How would that work? Give me an example.
Okay, say you're going to your American boss's barbecue. You could prompt ChatGPT. Act as an expert on American social customs. What are 5 appropriate small talk topics for my boss's barbecue? And maybe 3 topics I should definitely avoid. It helps you practice thinking about politeness, social context, what we call sociolinguistic competence. But, always take cultural advice with a grain of salt. Treat it as suggestions, not rigid rules.
Good caveat. Okay, what else?
The idiom deconstructor. Idioms can be tricky. Pick one like bite the bullet. Ask ChatGPT. Explain the meaning of bite the bullet. Tell me its origin story. This helps memory. And give me 3 different situations where a native speaker might naturally use it. The origin story aids recall, and the different contexts show the nuance. Just maybe double-check the origin story. AI can sometimes invent those too.
Huh, good tip. Verify the etymology. Okay, you saved the most intriguing one for last. The mistake I don't know I'm making detector. How on earth does that work?
This one leverages the AI's pattern recognition based on its training data, which includes text from learners. You prompted something like this. You are an expert English teacher who specializes in helping native your language speakers. Based on common patterns you've observed, what are the 5 most frequent grammatical mistakes or unnatural-sounding phrases that native your language speakers tend to make in English? For each one, please explain the typical error, show a common mistake example, and provide a more natural-sounding correction. It uses its knowledge of error patterns linked to specific first languages, L1 interference, to give you a heads-up on potential blind spots you might have. It's proactive error correction.
That is genuinely fascinating, using its pattern matching to diagnose potential issues based on your native language.
Wow. So, okay, we've covered a lot. This tool, ChatGPT, offers almost unimaginable power for personalized language practice. It really is democratizing learning in a way.
It is.
But this raises a really important point, I think. The journey to fluency. It's not passive. You can't just outsource it to an algorithm. An AI can spit out a million example sentences. It can run through dialogues endlessly, but it can't give you that gut feeling, that intuition for what sounds right. It can't give you the courage to actually use the language with a real person. And it certainly can't give you your unique voice in English.
That's such a critical distinction. So most successful learners in this AI era, they won't just be the ones using ChatGPT the most. They'll be the ones using it most wisely. Being that director, prompting carefully, verifying everything, using the AI as this incredible simulator, but remembering that reality. That's the final exam.
Exactly. And that brings us to our final thought, something for you to really chew on. Your brain, with its ability to understand nuance, feel emotion, make connections, think critically, that is still the most important tool you have. Use ChatGPT to sharpen that tool. Feed it practice material. Build your confidence in that safe space it provides. Think of it as your tireless, brilliant intern, an amazing assistant. But never ever forget that you are the CEO of your own learning journey. You set the strategy, you make the final calls. So harness this incredible technology, yes, but do it intelligently, with a healthy dose of skepticism, and you really can accelerate your success like never before.